everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's video we're gonna do a one brand tutorial and review, and this brand is PIXI. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So we said we're gonna use just PIXI products today, and I went on a bit of a makeup shopping and I got all the PIXI products that I could find to do a full face of makeup. The primer that I have is the Flawless and Poreless Primer. When I first tried this one, I was a bit confused because the consistency is more the one of a hydrating primer, and I thought it was gonna be more like the Professional by Benefit. It looks tinted, but it goes on clear. I was very happy with my skin when I started getting PIXI products to make this video, and I saw that they had the foundation but they had a tinted moisturizer as well, and because my skin was so clear, I decided to go for the tinted moisturizer, because when I tried it at the counter it actually looked quite like with a decent coverage for a BB cream. So I got the H2O Skin Tint, and this is a tinted face gel. The only thing, I love that there is a pump. The only thing is the shade range. I think they have like seven shades, which, considering the amount of shades that every single cosmetic brand has now, even drugstore, not just high-end, having just 7 shades is not very good. It's very light, but it does cover, and I do like working this product into the skin properly. I think it gives a very good finish. Very nice, very luminous, very natural. So if you're one of those people that do not enjoy having a lot of products on the face, try this one. I'm gonna go into eyebrows. For eyebrows, I've got these dual, so there is the gel on one side and there is the angle eyebrow pencil on the other side. I do like that there is a gel to set the brows on one side, but then I do miss the spoolie. And now we're gonna set the eyebrows. I do like this gel, and it's tinted as well, so I try to use it on its own without putting the pencil, and it kind of gives off a bit of extra color to the eyebrows. I didn't find a primer. I don't know if I was blind, but I didn't find one, so we're gonna use the concealer as a primer. This is the Pat Away Concealing Base, and I'm in the color Nude. This is the applicator. I'm not a very big fan of it. I think it's like too big, and like the product is very good itself. I'm just not a big fan of the applicator. And I do suggest, if you want to buy any PIXI product, to go on their website, because they always have offers and sales. I do like going to the shop though. They have this tiny pretty shop in Carnaby Street, and it's super cute. As a palette, this is what I found at Boots, and it's the Ultimate Beauty Kit 5th edition face kit, and it's not just eyeshadows, it's eyeshadows, and there is highlighters, blushes and bronzers. This is how it looks like. I think is such a good thing to have, especially if you travel, if you wanna like have the option to do different looks. You have all of your mattes, you have all of your shimmers, and in the middle you have the bronzing shades, and you have the highlighters, and you have the blushes. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these bronzy shades, I didn't really use them. I used this one here to like bronze up my face, but I didn't use these ones because, well, these two, because they are a bit shimmery, and I'm not a big fan of shimmering bronzers, so I use this one because it's the only one that is matte. But all the highlighters and the bronze and the blushes, they're very, very good. I tried most of the colors from the palette, or like as many as I could. That's why like it took so long for me to do this video, because I wanted to try as many colors and combinations as possible. So we're gonna start with a transition shade, and I'm gonna use this brown color here that I did use quite a lot. The thing with the eyeshadows of this palette, they're very pigmented. They're pigmented, they do blend. It's a very good palette. The only thing is that it's quite dusty, so I do suggest to keep the plastic that comes in the palette. So I did keep the two plastics that were dividing all the sections, because I was like doing my makeup one day and I used the black, and then this part just flipped over this one, and I had this highlighter covered in black, which came off easily. But then obviously you don't want the colors to get mixed, or you're gonna ruin the pans as well. Both mattes and shimmers, they're very, very pigmented, and they do blend very well. And this palette was £28, which is not expensive at all considering the products that you have in. I'm taking this color, is a sort of a grey purple, and I'm starting to apply it on the outer corner. I'm using a smaller brush for the inner part of the eye. I'm gonna go right here. So this is something that I've been doing a lot, basically sort of using a dark color in the inner part and the outer part of the eye, and then putting something a bit more luminous in the middle. Kind of creates dimension. To me, this is always the trickiest part, trying to match the eyes, because it's like makeup applies completely different on one side of my face compared to the other. I've always been a big fan of this brand. Like when I was in Italy, it was very difficult for me to get these products because they were selling it just in the UK. And then when I moved to London, I didn't know they had a shop in Carnaby Street, and then I ended up in Carnaby Street somehow while I was exploring, and I found it. I found the PIXI shop, and I remember like when I was on my break, I used to go to the shop all the time just to look, because obviously I just moved to London. I didn't have any money to spend on makeup, so I could just look. I'm gonna pat a bit of concealer in the middle, so it's like I have a sort of a blank canvas. I'm taking the product from the applicator with the brush, so I don't take too much and I don't make a mess. I think I'm gonna go with this gold here. I'm gonna press the product in the area where I put the concealer. I'm taking the smaller brush that I use for the inner corner, and I'm gonna blend with the darker color as well. I'm gonna start doing some tight lining, and I've got this black pencil, and this is the Endless Silky Eye Pen in Black Noir. So I'm gonna lift my eyelid and I'm gonna put the pencil on the upper waterline. Now I'm gonna put some eyeliner, but this time I'm not gonna do a flick, and I'm gonna use this eyeliner. It's black and it's called Lash Line Ink in Black Silk. You have a very fine tip so you can be very precise. Now I'm gonna use the concealer as concealer. And I'm gonna add just a little bit on my nose, on my chin where I had loads of breakouts. But that's how I cope with it. Instead of just putting a full mask of full coverage foundation on, I went with a light base, and then where I needed to be concealed, I was concealing. I'm gonna set the under eye straight away, and I'm using the pressed powder, and this is in translucent. I do enjoy this powder. Doesn't make my under eye crease. It works pretty well, not just with this concealer, but with basically all of my concealers that I tried. I'm gonna do my under eye. I'm gonna take the same color that we used earlier. I'm taking the same small brush that we used for the inner corner, not taking too much product, and I'm gonna run it along the lash line, and then I'm gonna blend with the brush that I use for my crease. I didn't experience any sort of fallout with these eyeshadows. We put a bit of the black pencil in the waterline. I'm just gonna add some on the outer corner just to connect here the upper part with the lower part, so there is a bit of continuity. Now I'm gonna put a bit of color back on my face. I'm gonna use this color to bronze, which is the only bronzing color that I used in the palette. It's very natural. It's very easy to blend. It's sort of one of those goof-proof powders. You can't risk the Oompa Loompa effect. As a blusher today, I'm gonna mix these two. Now, as you can see, I've got a heat pan, which is very unusual for me, heating pan anyway, but there's not as much product here as it would be on like a single bronzer, and like the dust is all over here right now, the dust from the bronzer. So it's very dusty products, but you know, when you have the pigmentation and the blendability, I don't really mind, to be honest. I've got two sprays from PIXI. One is a makeup fixing spray with rose water and green tea. The other one is the hydrating milky mist with hyaluronic acid and black oak. I love them both. I love this one just to spray throughout the day, just to refresh the makeup and refresh my face. So I'm gonna use this one now. I love it, and it smells so nice. I'm gonna take as a highlighter this one up here, and I'm not sure if these ones are the same highlighter that you can find in the duos that they sell. Those highlighters are absolutely stunning. With a pencil brush, just to be more precise, I'm gonna go under the arch, take the mist and spritz and go in the inner corner because I really want it to pop. I'm gonna take off the foundation that I have on my lips. And I'm using a lip tint, and this is the Matte Lash Liquid Lip in Evening Rose. And this is a very pretty mauvey color. I do like this color. If you're not very good with lining your lips, it's not a problem, because the tip is so fine and so precise that you can really go very close to the other part of your lips and be very precise. You can basically draw a line. And last thing, we're using some mascara, and this is the volumizing mascara, and this is the applicator. And to set, I'm using the Makeup Fixing Mist. Let me give it a little shake. And that was it for today's video, guys. It was my taking on makeup using just PIXI products. I've always been a massive fan of the brand. I think they come out with very good products. The only one that I didn't particularly enjoy was the eyeliner. I like the tip, but it's not as black and rich in pigment as the roller liner by Benefit, for example, which I've been loving lately, or my NYX eyeliner. That is the best eyeliner I've ever tried. This one, yes, it's good. Yes, you can be very precise, but it's not as rich in pigment as I love my eyeliner in pen to be. I do love both of the spray mist that I used. The milky one, I find it extremely refreshing. I love the lip tint. It stays put for hours. Like, it's not uncomfortable. It dries down the lips a little bit, so every time I know that I'm gonna use that one, I do give my lips a bit of a scrub. I put a good moisturizer on my skin, and then I apply the lip tint. For the BB cream, I do like it. I do enjoy it. I think it's a great product. I would just like for them to expand the shade range. Powder, amazing. It leaves my under eyes matte, my T-zone matte. I don't have to touch up throughout the day, which for me is absolutely great. The concealer, I love it. Again, I'm not a big fan of the applicator, but on me it doesn't crease. The palette, I think, is an amazing value for money. You have 3 bronzers, 3 blush, and 3 highlighter, and then you have all of your matte shades and all of your shimmery shades, and it's just £28. And to be honest, I went on the PIXI website. That's why I'm telling you to go and have a look if you're interested in buying any products, and it was £14, so it was 50% off. I did enjoy the primer. I was a bit confused because I was expecting something a bit more like the Professional by Benefit, and this felt more like a hydrating primer, but it smooths out the skin so beautifully, and that makes the application of your foundation a lot easier. Mascara, very nice. It gives volume, it gives length, and is very extremely black. The pencil, it's very black, very rich in pigment, very blendable, because I used it as like to smoke out the under eye, or like because I wanted to give like a bit of a shadow once on my upper lash line, and it did blend very beautifully, and it stayed put the whole day. For the eyebrows, the product is very good. Again, I don't know why I was so doubtful about the angle tips in pencils, because now it looks like it's the only pencils I'm going for. I do like the idea that there is the pencil on one side and the gel on the other side, and obviously is either one of the other or the other. You either have the spoolie to brush your eyebrows, or you have the gel to set them. So you can have both, but I think it's one of those great solutions if you're someone that travels a lot and wants a lot of products in one. this is it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell down below so you'll be notified every time I do upload a new video. I do apologize about the inconsistency. My New Year's resolution was to upload at least one video a week, but unfortunately, if you work in hospitality, you know that you have those weeks where you barely have time to sleep, and the past couple of weeks have been like that for me. So I do apologize, but I'm gonna keep up with putting a video up once a week. I promise I'm doing my best to do that. Have an amazing day wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye!